It may or may not surprise you that many companies and many websites use illegal terms when they contract with you, a consumer. They put out terms and conditions which are blatantly contrary to your consumer rights under the Consumer Rights Act of 2015 and the Consumer Contracts Regulations of 2013. So welcome back, I am the Black Belt Barrister, helping you to understand law. So please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon and share this with someone who might find it useful. So I've come across many websites in the last few weeks that are putting out terms and conditions which say things such as no returns, no refunds, and things of this nature. And these things are blatantly contrary to your consumer rights. But unless you know about it and unless you do something about it, then you may just feel that it's tough and you can't return an item and you can't get a refund. Or as in the case with the poor young lady that I did a video about a couple of days ago who put her rather expensive shoes behind the cloakroom at Winter Wonderland, only to be given a much cheaper pair of shoes back and then felt that there was nothing she could do about it. Now, many people and indeed many companies think that there's nothing you can do about this because for most claims you're not going to want to run off and get a lawyer when the claim is only maybe for a few £100s and you don't want to spend those fees on a lawyer because ordinarily for a claim not more than £10,000 you're not going to be able to get your legal fees back under normal circumstances. But that's where my channel can help you, because I talk about these terms and conditions and I tell you which ones are legal and which ones are not. So during this holiday buying season, if you've bought something from a website and it turns up and it's not what you expected, but then the company tries to say that you've got no option to return it, well, they're actually completely wrong. And there are indeed criminal offences for the company trying to mislead you as to what your statutory consumer rights are. When you buy something online, you have 14 days beginning the day that you receive it, within which to return it to the company for a full refund. And you don't need any reason to do this whatsoever. It's a 14-day cooling off period, and it used to be called distance selling, but now it's incorporated into the Consumer Contracts Regulations and it's upheld by the Consumer Rights Act because this allows you to enforce those rights in a consumer contract. Similarly, if you receive something and it's just not matching the description, maybe it's a different color, a different size, a different shape, or maybe it was described as being brand new, but it's clearly used and there's a scratch on it, then all of these things, you have the right to uphold these as terms of the contract within a consumer contract. Now, there are also lots of debates as to whether someone is acting as a trader or acting as a consumer and so on. Well, simply put, if someone is buying something and selling it for profit, and it's not just them having a car boot sale and getting rid of their old things, if they are doing it in the course of a business, for profit or trade or craft or profession, then they are acting as a trader for the purposes of the consumer legislation. Conversely, if you are buying something for your own purpose, your own family use, and you're not buying it for a business or in the course of business, then you are a consumer under the same legislation. Therefore, it is a business to consumer contract and they are required to give you certain information, and there are certain things that they cannot tell you are outright banned or forbidden under these terms of the contract. Any terms like that that either try to detract from your consumer rights or that are deemed to be unfair are simply unenforceable. And whilst it might not be economically viable for you to go to a lawyer to deal with these claims, and whilst I can't give you legal advice on any individual case here, I certainly hope that if you have examples where you are being told such things by these companies during this shopping period, let me know about them and I will do a general video, look at the terms and conditions and give general guidance as to which terms are legal, which terms are not, and what steps I might suggest you take thereon afterwards. And if I find that there is a case that you send to me which is incredibly unfair, then although I would have to treat you as a formal client and keep everything confidential, I could do a general video about it whilst assisting you with it at no charge whatsoever. So if you come across a company that has these kind of terms and you think that they just don't make sense, please do send them to me and I'll take a look at them and I'll make a video about them and provide general guidance as to which terms are legal and which terms are not. So as always, I hope this video is useful. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody that you think might be in that category and might need my help. And thank you for watching.